Hi, and welcome to your Tips for Success video for PHL 20010, Ethical Decisions. My name is Nick, and I'm one of the reviewers for the course, so let's get started. In this video, we'll cover a few topics. First, we'll look at an overview of the course to get a general sense of what the course is all about. Next, we'll dig into the directions for all three deliverables, and finally, I'll point out some of the learning resources that can be helpful. For this course, you work for the fictional company of Cause and Effect, and your boss, Dr. Lee, has asked you to examine the ethical issue or controversy surrounding one of the companies from the Business and Ethical Dilemmas list. These include Facebook, Mylan, Southwest Airlines, and Volkswagen. You'll consider whether or not it would be ethically appropriate for Cause and Effect to partner with one of these companies. You'll analyze the ethical dilemma using the theories described in the learning resources, and then you'll base your recommendation on one of those ethical theories or concepts. The organizer is the first part. Completing the organizer will help prepare you to write the email and the subsequent targeted message. The organizer will ask you to identify the ethical dilemma with the company that you choose, gather the relevant facts, analyze the concerns of the various stakeholders, and then consider the pros and cons of Cause and Effect's possible options for a partnership with the company. Finally, for the last question of the organizer, you'll make your recommendation and then base it on one of the ethical concepts or theories from the readings. These are a few of the learning resources that can help you with this. At this point, you might want to pause to take a screenshot. They contain some of the most popular and useful ethical theories for analyzing ethical dilemmas, like utilitarianism, virtue ethics, and the categorical imperative. Moving on to the next deliverable, the email. This is your opportunity to communicate your decision to Dr. Lee. It contains three basic parts. First, you should describe your approach to examining the ethical issue. What did you research? How did you investigate the company's controversy? How did you investigate ethical theories and concepts? Next, you'll be making your recommendation to Dr. Lee. Be sure to provide sufficient context by explaining the ethical dilemma, the pros and cons of the options you considered, and then your rationale for the decision. Finally, at the end, you should describe the role that your own personal sense of ethics played in your decision-making process. For more on this, let's go to the next slide. These are some of the learning resources that can help you work out and understand your own personal sense of ethics. Finally, the third deliverable is the targeted message. This is how Cause and Effect will communicate its decision to the local community. Your message can take the form of anything from a press release to a social media post. Basically, your message has two parts. The first part, the main section, is your message to the community about Cause and Effect's decision and why Cause and Effect believes that ethically it's the right thing to do. Here, you should explain the ethical reasoning behind Cause and Effect's decision in terms that are appropriate for your targeted audience. Then, for the next part, at the end of the message, you should explain in more precise and technical language the ethical reasoning behind Cause and Effect's decision by going back to your answer from question 5 of the organizer, where you identified a specific ethical theory, and you'll explain how it informs Cause and Effect's decision. Finally, when you're ready to submit, you'll be uploading three deliverables: the organizer, the email, and the targeted message. A word about the email: it does not need to be in a special email format. You can submit a regular text document format like Microsoft Word. If you've used any sources, such as sources for the information on the company or sources for the ethical theory, then you should document those sources with in-text citations and a separate reference page for each deliverable where the sources were used. You can simply add the reference pages at the ends of the documents instead of uploading separate reference page files. To sum up, I hope the video has been helpful. At any time, you can reach out to your reviewer through the private channel to ask specific questions about your feedback, or you can reach out to fellow students through the public channel. We're all here to help you succeed. Good luck with the course.